It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up dead early on another fantastic Friday, and we're so happy you're up with us. My name is Mark Daniel.
And I'm Gabrielle Gardner, wishing a happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday, everybody. I know the entire of Nassau is probably in Exuma right now, and nobody is up watching us because everybody is out getting ready for the regatta that's going on. I've been hearing great things, and the competition is fierce, and we're going to get a little tidbit from it today, and it just feels like a good day. Regatta weekend is always good, right?
Oh, yeah. We're off to a beautiful weekend with a beautiful start for the regatta. Hopefully the weather's the same in Exuma.
You're wearing your Exuma blue?
Yes.
There you go. I am not. That's okay. I'm
You're
wearing
the sand.
I'm the
Yes.
sand. Now all we need is a sugar loaf. Who in green and yellow in the studio? No, Godfrey, I ain't green. Well, we're so glad that you joined us. Hopefully you had a great week, and we're happy that you're capping off your week with us. How was your week?
I had a great week. It was very busy but exciting. I'm looking forward to joining the AKs in Parliament today.
Oh, yeah.
My sister-in-law is giving a speech, or I'm sure that's not the official word for what it's called, but that's what she's going to be doing. So excited. I got to give her a little bit of help with that.
Shout out to the AKAs, the pink and green. That's the right color. Yes, the pink and greens. I can try to throw them those signals and then they can beat me up.
No, don't do that.
Well, we hope you have a great day today. We got a wonderful show ahead of you. If you're in Exuma, thanks for tuning in with us. And we got a great show today. The Deputy Prime Minister is here to give us an update on the 68th National Family Island Regatta. And Gowon Bowe is also here, and he's going to discuss the state of the economy.
We'll be discussing the economic impact of community events in our Economic Pulse segment. Drumeco Archer is here to talk with us about the 2024 World Athletic Relays. And we'll be hearing about the highlight from the 2024 National Family Island Regatta. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable. Enter our video contest to showcase why your mom deserves the ultimate glamorous makeover. Visit our Bahamas at Sunrise Facebook page for details on how you can participate. Now, let's check on weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather: sunrise, high pressure over the northwest and central Bahamas. That's going to trigger off stable, dry, warm, and breezy conditions throughout the weekend. Partly cloudy or southeastern islands. Now it's going to trigger off a couple of showers with some breezy conditions. So for the most part today, we're looking at partly sunny, breezy, and warm over the northwest Bahamas. Partly cloudy, breezy, warm with a few showers over the central and southeastern islands. Your high temperature reaching 82 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. Few clouds over the northwest Bahamas, still on the cool side, but we're looking at partly cloudy to cloudy with a couple of showers over the central and southeastern islands and breezy. Your low temperature going down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 89.78. In Jamaica 89.78. In Trinidad 89.77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 82 and 69. Across North America, Atlanta 76 and 62. In Boston 55 and 41. In Miami 82 and 71. Dallas, Texas 70 and 69. And Toronto, Canada 52 and 45. As you look weekend, northwest Bahamas look lovely, partly sunny skies, warm and breezy conditions. Over the central southeastern islands, you're looking at partly cloudy skies, warm and breezy, but you can expect a couple of showers during the daytime. The temperature daytime will be in the lower 80, at nighttime in the mid to upper 60s. That pressure dropping. First look at the weather, sunrise. Bahamas the sun will be back after a short commercial break.
Meet Leno, your bridge to the future. Wealth planning, investments, corporate services, trust services, pension administration, fund administration, outsourced accounting, and payroll. When you think of financial solutions, think of Leno. Local or international, company or individual, Leno can help. Our team of skilled professionals has the experience and expertise needed for you to strive. Your goals are our goals and our priority. Leno will guide you to the right financial solution with the knowledge, resources, and support you need. Give us a call at 242-396-3225 or email us at info@lenobahamas.com to get started. Visit our website, www.lenobahamas.com, for more information today. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money, a local international bank that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together, or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
What? The luncheon?
Why you always worried about food? No, about how we gotta pay a little more for national insurance.
Mildred, you talking food. I can't afford to pay that.
And you're always crying, palm out. Ain't gonna be much. Boss still gotta pay. 1st of July, 2024. Oh, I can't wait to get my little extra pension.
You ain't lie about that, you know. I think that's what did help my boy Tony during the pandemic. That same unemployment benefit. And guess what?
What?
Susan, I think she'd get a pregnancy benefit, eh?
You mean maternity benefit, eh? So now, we gotta do our part to make sure we get our pension. All right, well, let me try and go back to my busy boss.
How important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Alive Business SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Alive Business at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster.
Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Here are 3 young people who stopped attending high school and got disengaged in their educational journey due to the pandemic. Today, they are proudly taking their walk all over the place because they took advantage of BTVI's Smart Start initiative. All high school students in New Providence and the Family Islands can participate in free hands-on learning to improve employability. Learn basic literacy and numeracy skills and earn a BTVI certificate in automotive mechanics, beauty and construction trades, or fashion in only 14 weeks for full-time participants or 24 weeks for part-time. Don't count yourself out. Do what they did and enroll today. Email smartstart@btvi.edu.ds or call 502-6300 so you can take your walk anywhere in life.
One thing, 2 things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
African Things is your one-stop shop for everything African. Make a bold fashion statement with vibrant colors and intricate patterns inspired by the beauty of Africa. Find trendy contemporary looks for every occasion and enjoy custom tailoring. Shop jewelry, purses, art, cosmetics, and much more. African Things is located in the Dugard Plaza, Palmdale, next to McDonald's. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come get your African Things.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal, fueling growth for people.
Since 1974, the National Insurance Board has been an income replacement safety net.
But to ensure our future remains secure, starting July 1st, 2024, contribution rates will increase and will continue to be shared by employers and employees.
We will be sharing more information in the upcoming months, but for now, get more details on nibrateincrease.com.
Invest in tomorrow today with NIB.
Because together we can ensure our financial future.
Welcome back. With the 68th National Family Island Regatta taking place, we would like to discuss the economic impact of community events such as these. So, with me now is Karlos Mackey, Executive Director and President of Money Max, and president of Prime Financing. Good morning, Karlos, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Indeed. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Can you outline the current economic impact of regattas, homecomings, and festivals in the Bahamas?
Well, I think that regattas, homecoming, and festivals really can be understated in the amount of impact that they have on Family Island communities. You're talking about persons who are able to, for a period of time, over sometimes a weekend or a few weekends every year, make significant amounts of income, probably, in the multiples of what they would make during any other similar period. So I think that these are impacting things from the lodging to the food services, all of these things, entertainment, even persons that are what we would call farmers and fishermen. Just about every part of the community is able to feel the impact. You have so many persons descending on a venue, on an island, on a community. These are extremely impactful, and it's something that we actually need to encourage more of. I think that really and truly we should be pushing towards having some kind of festival or event on our national calendar, maybe every other weekend, across really the entire year, because these are ways that locally, naturally, organically, we're able to build these Family Island economies.
When you think about events like these, what do you think are the key factors that contribute to their success, and as well as the challenges that go along with them?
So I think some of the challenges are always logistics. We have to really figure out what we're going to do with regard to some of our ports, particularly our marine ports. I think that obviously there's been a decision by the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, which is a good one, that they're going to invest heavily in the Family Island airports. But airports take a lot of time to really get done and develop. You have to pave runways. A lot of times you have to do subsurface infrastructure placement. You have to also then erect new buildings, or at least renovate and expand older buildings. So airports take time. I think one of the low-hanging fruit that we really have to begin to focus on is our marine ports. We have a lot of dockage facilities throughout the Family Islands that are really substandard. Docks can be expanded and built up in a much more rapid period, much more rapid sense. So I think that that's a missed opportunity. As far as some of the things that are really beneficial, I think that your ability to have in these communities large amounts of people, what makes it really exciting and makes it successful is people are genuinely wanting to come. They want to connect with family and friends, and they actually want to spend money. That's the thing. When Bahamians go to regattas and festivals, nobody is essentially worrying about, for all intents and purposes, BPL or whatever else, right?
There's no budget.
No, it's no budget. If my light off and I come back, that's BPL problem. But
I had a good time while I was there.
Absolutely. So, this is the kind of thing, and while that's really horrible from a personal budget and finance perspective, it's really impactful for these Family Island communities. Obviously, there should always be balance in everything in life, but Bahamians love to have a good time, and we love to do it among other Bahamians, and we really feel at ease when we're in the Family Island. The Family Island just overall gives you a sense of peace, of comfort, relaxation, and we really have to support and expand what we're able to do through these Family Island events.
Of course, these Family Island events are generally driven by local tourists or local tourism. What are some things that we're doing in terms of leveraging technology and social media to get more exposure and just to get more of our local community out there?
So I think that there is obviously a lot of things that are happening on different social media platforms. I think, again, the challenge is always infrastructure. Some of the events could be bigger, but the local investors, in terms of if I live on one of the Family Islands, and I build more apartment units, or I try to build a facility that is a proper lodging facility like a small resort, the question always becomes, you may have 2 or 3 events where this is heavily utilized throughout the year. But for the rest of the year, do I really see a proper return on my investment? So it goes back to this whole question of infrastructure. Is the transport infrastructure in place? Because you need to have beds in order to really support airports, but you need to have airports to support beds. So it's a bit of a chicken and an egg problem. It is encouraging that the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation is going ahead and saying we'll be the chicken by supporting the growth and expansion of the airport network, the refurbishment and really reconstruction of a lot of these family island airports is necessary. So I think that once you see more of that, hopefully we'll see a lot more investment by locals and also descendants of these family islands.
What measures, of course, you talked about what the government is doing, but I guess on each family island level, what measures can be taken to ensure the long-term growth and sustainability of these events from an economic perspective?
So I think one of the biggest things obviously has to be that the communities themselves have to think through how can we be a bit more innovative in expanding what we have while we're in the process of waiting. So you may make an argument that I can't go ahead and put up a 20 or 50 room facility until an airport is done. But that doesn't mean that the buildings that are in my community that are in disrepair, if I know those owners, can we work out a purchase? Can we work out a lease? Is there a way that groups of us can actually band together and really refurbish a lot of these properties and get them to a place where they can be, Airbnbs that are available. Obviously in that respect, and especially when there's a collective effort behind it, right? You have a smaller investment, but it's a lot less taxing on all of the investors, and the return profile is probably going to be faster and higher, right? So I think that there has to be that kind of innovation. Similarly, you also have to think about, okay, when people are coming to the island, what is it that we can do sustainably to make this a little bit more comfortable, right? If everybody is doing sauce and grits and all that kind of thing, what can we offer that's a little bit different, a little bit native? Are there things that we can package such that when persons come here, they can enjoy it, but they can also carry back a week's supply, a month's supply? What is it that we have here that's really authentic to our island? How can we package that, whether it's salt, whether it's some kind of jam or spread, whether it's some, what we would call mix of fruits, whether it's some kind of tea, or at least, the preparations for tea, like in terms of leaves and so forth that have been cleaned and prepped. All of these things, I think I would like for us to encourage our family island residents to really think about, because I think that they are really opportunities that are hidden, but really shouldn't be hidden. Those are low-hanging fruit that can really, again, drive more interest and get people's minds to say, you know what, I had a really great time when I was there, and I came back with this thing, and I can't wait to go back or get some more, or even really use it as a leverage point, such that while people aren't there, they can actually say, you know what, I'm going to send to that island for some more of that thing I got while I was there.
It sounds like me and pineapple tarts. Karlos, just thank you so much for just shedding light on this way that we can improve our economy, particularly for our family island brothers and sisters, in some very simple and fun ways.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
So Carol, you said you would come to Georgetown, and what you was gonna do?
We coming for everything.
And you got a
Today
parade.
is an example.
Go ahead.
They say the legend can't sail and breeze. Well, I want to know what is this. If it blow any harder, I don't know what we can do with them. And don't pray that it get lighter. So they're in trouble.
So said, so done.
And we gonna coming to get 3 straight. 2019, 2023, 2024. You know, they skip 2 years. The legend, we ain't come up here to play. We ain't come up to slap up at nobody.
Wow.
We ready.
Wow.
All them.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a great surprise here for us this morning on the show. The 68th National Family Island Regatta has set sail in Georgetown, Exuma, and joining us to tell us all about the week-long excitement that's been going on is Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper. He's the Minister of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation, and right now he is a representative of Exuma. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, huh?
Morning, good to be here, coming to you from Exuma. It's a relaxing atmosphere and the air is clean.
I know.
And we're very excited. We're very excited about the 68th National Family Island Regatta.
Fantastic. I'm looking at your backdrop. I'm seeing the Exuma blue. I thought you were going to come on with your shirt and tie and suit on, but that's not regatta attire. We're in full regatta mode. So give us an update on how this 68th annual National Family Island Regatta has been going.
Progressing well, the winds are strong. Great fun is happening already. There's a lot of camaraderie here. Many of my colleagues have come down to participate in the Minister's Challenge later today. But this is an exciting atmosphere. Last year we declared sailing a national sport right here in Exuma. Yes. So this is the gold standard for regattas, and I'm excited to be the Member of Parliament for Exuma, this great island, and I'm delighted that we have been able to do this successfully for many, many years. And I say a special thank you to Dallas Knowles and his team. I'm very proud of the work they're doing.
Yes, some people are saying that Exuma are going to sink this weekend because of the amount of people that have been flocking in. People have been very excited about this regatta. How does this year compare to previous years, especially coming out of the era of where we were worried about COVID and gathering in a lot of large events? How does this year stand out from previous years?
Let me tell you, Bahamas Air is making good money over the last couple of days. They've been sending in several jets. They're all coming in full to capacity. People are calling me, trying to hopelessly find a room or a car. This is good for the economy. The vendors are making money. I noticed last night there are at least perhaps 40, 50 vendors at the site, more than previous year. So, you know, so far so good. It's going really, really well. And I'm excited about the sailing. Sailing is in our blood. It's in our tradition, and everyone's really pumped about it.
I know I considered swimming over myself and bringing a sleeping bag, but maybe I'll just ditch the bag and I'll just sleep on the beach with that cool Exuma breeze. For this year, are there any new additions or developments for attendees of the regatta to look forward to?
Well, last year we started the Minister's Challenge race, and of course I was the champion of that race.
Yes.
It gave me bragging rights for 12 months, and that's what I've been doing. We only had 4 participants last year. This year we have 10. We think it's important to promote sailing in this way, to give it the prominence that it deserves. And certainly today I plan to defend my championship. Prime Minister will be here, the Minister for Regattas will be here, as well as many, many others. One of the things I talked about at the opening ceremony, though, was the launch of a National Sailing Museum. This is one of the things that we hope to be able to launch in full steam by next regatta. So we've taken the old clinic in Georgetown, Exuma, and we're converting that. We have to restore it, and we have to really preserve our heritage. And this is something we're going to do right here in this National Sailing Museum. I'm excited about this, and hopefully by next year when we talk, we will not just be talking about it, but we will be cutting the ribbon and showing it off.
Cutting the ribbon, and maybe you'll still be holding on to your bragging rights for 2 years in a row, right? So
absolutely, there will be two big pictures of the first winner and the second winner of the National Ministers Challenge right on the wall of this National Museum.
we'll be seeing double. So based on the current competition and the standout performances, I've been seeing some snippets online, seeing folks posting about the races. Tell us about some of the standout races and performances, and just what are some of your predictions for this regatta?
I think you would know that over the years, the Long Island boats have really dominated regattas for the most part in the last few years. So we're seeing boats like the Sassy Sue sailing and winning really aggressively. But we're seeing a lot of new boats. We see the Sugarloaf, the Class E boat that was sponsored by Minister Clay Sweeting. That's going to be participating. We see another A-class boat from Exuma, made by Patterson Smith and Exumian. So back in the day, we all pulled for the Tidal Wave or the Silent Partner, and this year Exuma has a new favorite. When I look at all of the A-class list, though, I see 5 of the 9 boats are actually from Exuma and Regatta Island. So I'm excited about that. But I'm also excited about the possibility of the revival of the boat building craft. Yes. I'm excited about the sailing clubs all across the islands of the Bahamas, and we're seeing them manifest themselves.
Yes, and we're enjoying watching the sport continue to grow. Such a legacy of regatta in our country. How does the Exuma Regatta stand out from other regattas that go on throughout the year?
Oh, this is the major regatta. That's why we call it the National Family Island Regatta. We are delighted to be able to host this National Family Island Regatta in Exuma for the past 68 years. It's growing from strength to strength. We're seeing it bigger and better every year. Last year we declared sailing national sport, as I mentioned, and I thought that would be the biggest one that I would see. But I think this year will rival that. Many of the young children from the men and women from the Exuma Sailing Club, boys and girls, participating in this event. So I am happy to see this feeder system, and it makes me proud to know that the future of sailing is very bright. There are youngsters sailing on the Sugarloaf, for example, from Eleuthera. I know that there's a Grand Bahamas Sailing Club. I always like to go to the sailing, the young person sailing regattas at the Montague Shore in Nassau, so that we can see the breadth of possibility and talent that's coming to the fore. We have great talent in this country in every area. Sailing is no different. We have young Pablo Smith from Exuma who's accepted to Harvard. He's getting a full scholarship. He's going there. We had young Brittany going to Qatar Aeronautical Academy right here from Exuma. We have great talent coming out of that sailing club. Excites me about the possibility of the growth of the island of Exuma, the expansion really of the art and the culture of our country. I'm very positive about the future. Exuma is going extremely bright. The economy is very strong. We're working diligently on our infrastructure, and we're going to need young, bright people like Pablo and Brittany to help us to continue to not just grow regatta, but to grow the island of Exuma. I'm excited about it.
I am also excited. The future of Exuma and sailing looks as bright as the Exuma blue behind you. As we wrap up, is there anything you want to say to the organizing committees, those on the ground working to get this to be a successful event as we continue through the weekend?
I want to say thank you to Donnie Strawn, who's been the Commodore for 31 years. He handed over to Dallas Knowles, who is an enthusiast in every way and a skipper. He is doing a tremendous job. The onshore committee are putting on great parties. I'm excited about all of the events, and I'm grateful. We sometimes underestimate the amount of work that go into the planning of these events, but I'm really proud of everyone who is involved with the planning and making this spectacular. Those of you around the country, I invite you to book your accommodations right now for next year. I expect it to be bigger still, and you simply cannot find accommodations at the 11th hour. So let's take the 69th National Family Island Regatta seriously. put in your booking right now. It's good for domestic tourism. I see tourists from around the world coming here, and that makes me, that warms my heart. I'm very excited about what's going to happen over the remaining 2 days.
Fantastic. Well, I hope all of the excitement and the successes of the sailing and all the participants fuels you as you go against your ministers to take home that the trophy a second year in a row. We thank you again for being on the show this morning, Deputy Prime Minister Cooper. And I'm going to let you go and get warmed up. I don't know what your prep is for your race, but we're wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you. I'm ready, and I'm going to, and my plan is to beat them convincingly.
We love it. Thank you again for being with us this morning. Enjoy the rest of the National Family Island Regatta and all the successes to you and Exuma and all of the sailors there participating. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm not in Exuma, but everybody else is. We'll be right back.
What? The luncheon?
Why you always worried about food? No, about how we gotta pay a little more for national insurance.
Mildred, you talking food. I can't afford to pay that.
And you're always crying, palm out. Ain't gonna be much. Boss still gotta pay. 1st of July, 2024. Oh, I can't wait to get my little extra pension.
You ain't lie about that, you know. I think that's what did help my boy Tony during the pandemic. That same unemployment benefit. And guess what?
What?
Susan, I think she'd get a pregnancy benefit, eh?
You mean maternity benefit, eh? So now, we gotta do our part to make sure we get our pension. All right, then let me try and go back to like easy boss.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Alive Business SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Alive Business at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Focal Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. Focal is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. Focal's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. Focal, fueling growth for people.
Welcome back. With me now to discuss the state of the economy is Gowon Bowe, CEO of Fidelity Bank Bahamas. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for the invitation.
So, in your opinion, what steps can be taken to ensure that the Bahamas fully maximizes on the gains in tourism arrivals as witnessed by the record numbers in 2023?
Well, I think it's one word, intention or intentional. The reality is, I think we benefit from good fortune as opposed to good planning, right? That we have been fortunate for a long time as a society with our proximity to the United States, with our natural assets in terms of sand, sun, and sea, our people and hospitality, at least in the earlier years. We have to improve that. And so when we start looking, and it's not to say that within the Ministry of Tourism there isn't objectives and goals, but if this is our number one industry, it should be a national strategic plan that is clearly laid out, and you'll know I'll say in our national development plan. But with tourism being such an important pillar of our society, that we hear the DPM always say tourism is everybody's business, and that's the Ministry of Tourism's mantra. But it's different by telling me it's my business, and then if I'm a business owner, you need to lay out for me what is the business plan. And the reality is we haven't gotten that as a general citizenry. So when we hear these lofty numbers, It's not to diminish them, but it's to say, what do they mean to me as the individual on the street? And if we could connect the dots, I have a greater appreciation for it in my business, but the average person doesn't. If you don't work in a hotel, if you don't work in water sports, you don't work in the taxi or straw vendor, you hear tourism, but do you realize how it permeates throughout the economy? And so going back to the word intentional, we have to stop being, relying on being God's children and simply in good fortune, and we need to have good planning.
Of that. Besides tourism, which industries do you think could be harnessed to drive economic growth and restore the country's GDP to pre-pandemic levels?
Well, firstly, we are back at pre-pandemic levels in GDP, and over the last 2 years, we've seen double-digit growth in that one. And it's more to temper that, because I think we need to put into context that pre-COVID, we were at 13 billion. COVID took us down to 10. So just to get back to 13, you needed to have double-digit growth if you're going to do it in a short period of time. So we are back there, but what do we need to do to ensure that our growth is at a more, if you will, accelerated level in order to provide opportunities for the citizens? We often talk about diversification in the economy, and the first question is, have we actually exploited the industries that have already received investment? So I take tourism as the example, and we see the regatta going on with the earlier segment. Have we exploited sports tourism internationally? We see it in pockets, right? We have the World Relays, and we talk about wonderful things that an administration is doing, but again, nationally, are we looking at it? We talk about ecotourism and the opportunity to do so, but are we partnering with the National Trust? Are we partnering with Nature Conservancy and saying building a product that we are selling, culture, tourism? So firstly, I start by saying I don't think we've exploited what we can within the industry that exists in tourism. Secondly, we have financial services that has largely seen contraction, but it's because, and the industry has to take some blame for that, that we are sort of sitting back and saying, well, what is government doing? And so in my industry groupings, I always say to them, I don't need government to be a provider. I need it to be a facilitator. So I need to tell them, get out of my way and put these things in place, infrastructure and policies that will allow it to thrive. And we need to put into, or have a greater understanding. Tourism isn't here by happenstance. When we look at the major resorts and we add what the capital investment is over a period of time, it's in the billions of dollars and tens of billions. When we look at the financial services sector, again, the investment that sits in the financial services sector is billions of dollars. So when we talk about, well, how do we find a new industry or how do we find new revenue opportunities, do we have billions of dollars to create a new industry? And it's not saying that we should not think that way. It is saying that bear in mind that resources are finite. So if you're going to put resources in something new, it means you're likely going to take resources from something that exists. And so be very careful on your cost benefit. Am I taking from something that is profitable and I'm not exploiting fully to go into something that is speculative, that I don't know will be the same profit level? Or am I being more deliberate and saying that I am now starting to put aside monies from the profits in this industry to create a new one? But it all comes back to a very simple concept. The National Development Plan, when I'm asked, why is it the government doesn't follow through it, I say it is pure fear of accountability, right? If you have a national strategic plan that lays out what we should be doing as governments, or rather political parties, the risk you run is people will now start to say, well, are you doing anything, right? Because are you executing, are you carrying out? So I would say AEIOU, accountability, execution, and integrity is owed to us. And that's what we should start pressing upon government.
I absolutely love that. And I'm going to say that the National Development Plan, I feel like it's one of your secret mottos. I feel like it will come up naturally in any conversation. How can the Bahamas address inflationary pressures stemming from its heavy dependence on imports?
Look in the mirror and make personal choices. I think we very often get into this victim state and woe is me. The reality is the Bahamas imports inflation. If we import 90% of what we consume, we have to stop with this belief that there's something within government's purview or even the business's purview in the country to adjust the inflation. They are literally buying oil at the inflated price, buying food and goods at the inflated price. So we have to start looking at where is it that we can produce for ourselves. So when we talk about agriculture, BAMSI and the initiatives, to say that we don't necessarily have the most fertile soil throughout the archipelago of the Bahamas, but where is it that we can produce more of what we consume locally, so that we're not subject to the same price pressures that may be externally. But when we start doing that, we will learn that it is probably more costly to do it domestically because of size, scale, and lack of economies of scale. So when I say look in the mirror, it's a little bit of saying you have to learn to adjust your lifestyle. I always say Bahamians, we are capitalists. We want to live a capitalist lifestyle with a socialist safety net.
Wow.
That means we want to live how we want to live with no concern about the changes around us. And if we fall into problems, someone needs to help us out, largely the government. So let's stop that. Let's say that if the prices have gone up, then I need to consume less. It may help some of our stomachs and it may help some of our comorbidities.
Always, every conversation that I have with you is filled with life lessons put together in the most charming and concise way. What measures do you think can be implemented to ensure that major foreign direct investments lead to widespread economic benefits for Bahamians and foster greater economic participation?
Understanding the principle of foreign direct investment. It doesn't mean foreign direct investor. I think we often look to a foreigner to be the foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment is simply foreign currency being used to develop the country. We have to get to a mindset of ownership, not simply participation or employment. So how is it that we take a national economic policy and say, when I look at any new development that I need foreign capital for, how do I ensure that there is a significant Bahamian component? And that goes to the concept of pooling. So yes, there are very few individuals or families or even groups of companies, etc., that can do it alone. So we have to get to a mindset of saying, if 100,000 of us are willing to put $100,000 together, right, through pension plans, through savings, through investment initiatives, look at the monies that will generate. So I purposely say 100,000 out of 400,000 because it's not saying everyone is equal in what they can do. But if we average and we say that we don't take this individualistic attitude, we take a collective attitude and say, well, how do we as Bahamians work together to own our economy? If we look at our major resorts, the one embarrassing statistic is how much of them, from a tourism perspective, are owned by Bahamian participation. And we have a very large hotel pension plan. We have some very large national insurance. We have very large individual private pension plans that do have quantums of money that say, if we are serious, a lot of the international funded projects can have significant Bahamian participation. And it doesn't need to be 51%. Me having 25% of a project that right now 100% of the profits and rewards get expatriated, and having 25% of it stay in the country, think of what that will do to the multiplier effect of our GDP growth and economy.
I love it. Just super insightful perspective. I always learn something when we talk. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
everyone. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're here at the Mid Show on another fantastic Friday. Thank you for being up with us. It's dead early. I'm Mark Daniels.
And I'm Davriel Gardner, wishing a happy Friday to you.
Yeah, once again, Dav, I feel like we're the only people not in Exuma. They say Exuma's sinking right now. Right?
Well, I mean, I have to say, I know a few people are getting ready for the Janet Jackson concert tomorrow, as well as Afro
Groups. Oh.
So we have some consolation prizes this weekend in Nassau.
Yes, if you're in Nassau, come to the ultimate Afro Grooves party, African food, music, dance, drumming, and then you can probably go to Janet Jackson if you want.
Afterwards.
Wow. Right? All right. But we're so glad that you stuck with us. We've got more coming up in our second half. We'll be talking with Drumeco Archer. And he's talking with us about the IAAF relays coming up. We're excited to hear about that.
And we'll be hearing about some of the highlights for the 2024 National Family Island Regatta. But before all that, we'll take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
But in the central and southeastern islands, we're getting some clouds that could cause some showers over the next couple of days and breezy conditions. In your marine forecast, we do have a cross tomorrow cross caution posted for all the islands. Winds today northeast to east at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet in Northwest Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots seas 47 feet on the central and southeastern islands. The on side across all the islands, northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, seas 47 feet. Then on Sunday, those winds are easterly at 15 to 20 knots, seas 47 feet in Northwest Bahamas, northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, seas 47 feet on the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 10:04 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 4:04 this afternoon. High gain tonight at 10:28. Sunset 7:36 this evening. Rising moon at 6:37. UV index 8. Your water temperature 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase, full moon. Your external look, high pressure continue to be the dominant feature. Some trough across the southeastern islands will cause a couple of clouds and some showers in that particular area. Also some breezy conditions because that high building across the islands. So for the most part, partly sunny, breezy and warm with a couple of showers over southeastern islands. The temperature daytime will be in the low 80s. At nighttime, the mid to upper 60s. That puts you up in your follow good weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Welcome back. The World Athletics Relays will be held at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium on May 4th and 5th. With me to discuss this now a bit further is Drumeco Archer. He is the president of the Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations, or as we know it, the BAAA. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thanks for being back and bringing this shirt for me, right? I know you got shirts.
Well, I can leave this with you, you know.
Everything cool.
But I'm a little bigger than you.
That's okay, we's boys. I ill fit. Appreciate you being here. So we're all excited about the event this year. And how has the prep for this event been going so far?
Well, let's start with the title partner. It is actually called the BTC World Athletics Relays.
All right.
And we're so happy to have BTC on board. BTC has been with us from its inception. We were part of the inaugural World Relays in 2014. And so this is our fourth run at this thing. So it almost feels as though they're part of the relay.
No pun intended.
Pun intended. And so we're happy to have them on board. They've been an amazing partner. They have been involved with every aspect of this journey. And we're excited that we're almost approaching the finish line. Tickets are going well. You want a shirt, Shelly wants a shirt, and everybody wants a shirt. And we will have a spectacular showing. It's an event presentation that's very, very different from what we have seen in the history of track and field. So this is innovation for us. We'll have much like a Super Bowl kind of presentation where you'll have a massive stage in the center of the field and the athletes will don the stage and leave to their respective exchange zones there. And on the stage, there you will have amazing Bahamian entertainment throughout. This will be host broadcasted over 214 countries. So this is an opportunity for the country to really showcase who we are as Bahamians. And I think that that's more exciting to me than the actual competition, that we have the opportunity to exploit the goods and assets of the country.
You know, wherever Bahamians are, we stand out, we like to show out. And especially when the world is watching us, we like to flex our muscles here. And
as Devin would do.
Yes, do the Devin flex. And so we're excited not only about the races and the athletes, but just all of the other events that will be going on around the relays. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so we have a welcome reception. Obviously, that's a little more formal, but yet again, it's an opportunity for our dignitaries and hosts from all around the world who will come and be a part of good Bahamian hospitality. The Bahamas, as they mentioned before, nobody does it like the Bahamas does. And so we will be providing our athletes with world-class accommodations. The Athletes Village will be at the Atlantis Hotel and the Breezes Hotel. The World Athletics family will be at Margaritaville, and some of them will also be at Bahamas. So I think that you'll get an experience that you've never seen before. But for the Bahamians, we have an opportunity once again to really insert ourselves in the Bahamian community. So tomorrow, we will have our final John Canoe practice.
All right. And
our final John Canoe practice will be on Arawak Key. That will be a fusion of the Red Cross Fair, as well as sweet old John Canoe music, the All-Star World Relays, BTC World Relays John Canoe Band.
Yeah, we don't ever need an excuse to do John Canoes.
Never an excuse.
BTC World Relays, why not, right?
So 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
What time?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock tomorrow night, right? We'll be there.
Arawak Key.
Arawak Key, right?
Bring your goat skin, your drums, or your cameras.
And your cameras, and your shirt.
And your shirt, and your shirt. I'll make sure I have one for you.
So how does this athletics event fit into the international schedule and what's going on in terms of athletic events for this year?
Well, this is the premier event for track and field, and it's a premier event for track and field because the relays is perhaps one of the most watched events of the Olympic competition schedule. This event will be the only qualifying event to get to Paris. Wow. Hence the tagline, from paradise, which is the Bahamas, to Paris. So it means that you have to come to the Bahamas in order to get a seat on the plane to get to Paris as an athlete. And so 14 of the 16 potential lanes that will be awarded to any country for the 4x1s, the 4x4s, and the mixed relays, you have to run here.
We ready.
We're ready now.
We ready. And tell us, how is Team Bahamas looking? Have you been checking in? Maybe you have to.
Well, how you mean? I'm the president of the Beach Relays.
Hey, well, tell us how it's been going.
Well, you know, you never count your chicken before they hatch, right? But in 2017, we won the mixed relays with Shawnee, Stevie, Alonzo Russell, Michael Matthew, and Anthony Strong. Well, I think we'll have a team that's equally strong with the return of 3 of the 4 that were there previously. Awesome. So Shawnee will be back, Stevie will be back, Anthony will be back, and we have a wider complement that we can choose from, whether it's Alonzo Russell or Wendell Miller, who's just posted a remarkable time last week. And then on the women's side, we have an opportunity to do incredibly well, depending on how we put the team together. But we were in LSU last week, and the team did amazingly well. So I think that we're priming ourselves up to do well in the 4x1 and men's 4x1 as well. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be there in the crowd with a goatskin drum, cowbell, whistle, ready to carry on by. Got all our colors.
But I think that the one special thing about the World Relays is that Bahamians just love track and field.
Yes, we do.
So whether the Bahamas in the race or whether they're not in the race, they still partying and making noise. They can't all but.
And I heard lots of comments from the visitors that they loved the John Canoe going on in the crowd, that it was a highlight of all of the previous relays. Yes. So just before we go, tell us, where can people purchase tickets?
They can purchase tickets online. Oh my God, I've totally forgot So go to the World Athletics website, and then there's a hyperlink to our website. Right. We also have a box office at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. We have a box office at the BTC, both BTC locations, Marathon Mall and Southwest Plaza. And so if you want a full track and field program, there's also the pregame show. Right. And that's when the darlings of our country come out and perform. And that's a part of the legacy, the inspiration of this event. So that show will start at 4 o'clock, both Saturday and Sunday, where you have some of the best of our young athletes performing. The differently abled will also be participating, as well as 3 countries out of the Carifta relays. So every country that ran the 4x1 and 4x4 at Carifta, 3 of the top 3 countries will be competing here in the Bahamas. So it will be a recreation of the Carifta Games in the pregame show. So fun.
Fun. We're all excited and charged up. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. We got to go because we're getting ready for the relays.
Let's go. Come to the relays.
We can be there with all our shirts. Get
all
every color.
Shirts. Get your colors.
Every color, everybody. We thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you. We'll send out a flyer so that people can place orders for T-shirts. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you again for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Before we go, I got a quick trivia. When was the first IAAF relays hosted in the Bahamas? Again, when was the first IAAF relays hosted in the Bahamas? If you can call into the studios or come on our Facebook page or you call our producer with the answer to that question, we got a special prize for you. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Welcome back. As we continue our conversations about the 68th National Family Island Regatta, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, joins us to give us an update. Good morning, Mr. Sweeting, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, it looks like you are in a beautiful space. You have a very enviable background behind you.
I mean, it's Elizabeth Harbor in Axuma, so you can't be this on an early morning.
I feel like all of us who are in Nassau are feeling completely left out, but I will move right along. What makes the National Family Island Regatta such an important event for the Bahamas, particularly for the Family Islands?
Well, you know, last year at this event, we named sailing as a national sport. And for Family Island economies, you have a lot of persons traveling from the province, from other, put some funding to the economy. Also, for the sailing aspect, it brings people together from all across the country. You bring sailors together, young sailors, they get to meet persons, they get to create friendships, long-lasting friendships, because most of the people sailing here has been sailing for a long time. And, you know, for the Family Islands, this is important to spur economic activity. And it really gives people throughout the country an idea of what, you know, because our country is so diverse. And Axuma is no different than any other island.
How has the regatta evolved over the years, and what are some of the highlights of this year's event?
Well, I think for over the years, especially last year, we named sailing as a national sport, and there's a renewed interest, a renewed love for the sport, especially as we look to develop the sport to include young people. In February at the Sir Derwin Knowles Youth Regatta. So a lot of young persons getting involved in the sport. Boat building is a part of it as well. So for me this year, I'm kind of biased because Eleuthera has its first sailing vessel ever to sail in any regatta, E-class, the Sugarloaf. So that's exciting for us. And what's so interesting is that the young man who's on the tiller, Finley, his great-grandfather started the National Family Island Regatta, was one of the founders. So that's so ironic that 68 years later, you have a young man sailing whose great-grandfather started the regatta.
That is a full circle experience if I ever heard one. Can you talk a little bit about the economic and cultural impact of the regatta on just the Family Islands as well as the broader Bahamian community?
So here in Exuma, you will see a lot of vendors, not just from the island, but from other islands as well. So you have vendors that travel from Eleuthera, from Andros, and from other islands to be a part of the economic boom here in Exuma. And there's so many people here that if you don't book a car, book a hotel, book an Airbnb 6 months in advance, more than likely you won't have anywhere to stay. So for that, the island looks forward to this economic boom, and that's what regattas, a part of regattas and festivals and homecomings is all about. So help to spur these local economies and to help put some actual money through it. And in regards to culture, you know, you have different dynamics of culture here, and you have the special type of food. So you got food from Exuma, from Eleuthera, from different places. So you get a taste of these islands in one location. You also have the culture of the sport, and you also have the culture of the music and the dance and everything that we know as Bahamians to bring Bahamians together. So, you know, you have everything in one location, and hopefully this, you know, continues, and we continue to expand on regattas and festivals throughout our country.
We talked about it from a cultural, I guess, perspective for Bahamians, but how do regattas or just showcasing the regatta promote tourism and a unique cultural experience for non-Bahamians?
So what's so interesting, like yesterday during the race, you have a lot of sailboaters here in the harbor that actually come for regatta, and they get off in their dinghies and they enjoy the race part of it. So they enjoy that culture, and then in the nighttime, you'll see a lot of persons traveling from all across the world, not just the United States, but Europe and other areas that come to enjoy the laid-back lifestyle of the Family Islands, to enjoy the people of the Family Islands, because, you know, Family Island people differ. And they get to enjoy all of that and be a part. And one thing that Bahamians do well that most countries don't do is that you're family when you come here. So they get to be in these crime-free environments, to enjoy having food, drinking, dancing, without having to worry of where they are, because for the most part they're safe.
Absolutely. Are there any challenges or obstacles that the regatta faces? And if so, what are some of the strategies that you have in place to fix them?
Well, I think we have a good problem in a way, because what's happened is this year would be the most boats ever registered in any regatta. So what the challenging part of it is that there's not a fee to charge persons to register, because we want to encourage the sport. So it continues to be expensive for the Commodore and for his team to raise funding to put this together. It's a non-profit event, and, you know, the government helps to subsidize, but the government doesn't fund. So for them, I think it's becoming such a large event nationally that figuring out how to secure more funding to create these opportunities for the persons in the Family Islands is one of the challenges, because I think we've had 32 E-class boats yesterday, which is a record. I think altogether it's almost 100 sailboats from across the country, from Andros and Abaco, Cat Island, you know, Atkins, so Exuma, Long Island. So you have sailboats from across the country, and it continues to expand on how large the regatta is. So it's a good problem in a way. And you know, we're talking on how we can help to mitigate some of that. Partnerships, private sponsors, non-profits. But it's a good problem to have.
I love that. The great problem is getting too big. It's too exciting. Everybody wants to be part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to you on the work that you've been doing with our Family Islands.
Thank you.
And congratulations that Eleuthera now has a boat in the race. And you have a boat in the race today. Pardon?
They're sailing for first place. They're sailing for first place this morning. So 8:30, we'll see if they come out on top.
All right. Well, I wish you all the best. I won't get involved so that someone will say I put anything out there. But thank you so much for talking with us this morning.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And continue to enjoy the regatta.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
For what? The luncheon?
Why you always worried about food? No, about how we gotta pay a little more for national insurance.
Mildred, you talking food. I can't afford to pay that.
And you always crying, palm out. Ain't gonna be much. Boss still gotta pay. 1st of July, 2024. Oh, I can't wait to get my little extra pension.
You ain't lie about that, you know. I think that's what did help my boy Tony during the pandemic. That same unemployment benefit. And guess what?
What?
Susan, I think she'd get a pregnancy benefit, eh?
You mean maternity benefit, eh? So now, we gotta do our part to make sure we get our pension. All right, then let me try and go back to my busy boss.
Well, it sounds like there's a party happening everywhere this weekend. We feel a little bit left out that we are not in Exuma, but we are happy to see that the island's having such a boom. We have the regatta going on. We have the Red Cross Fair happening this weekend. We have Afro Groove. We have Janet Jackson. You name it. There's no reason for you not to be outside. I think there's something happening at Cruise Port.
Yeah.
So be outside this weekend.
Yeah, put on your good shoes and bathe and go out and show out, right? Make sure you bathe this weekend now. Yes, but those of you in Exuma, enjoy yourself, have a great time. Those of you here this weekend, lots of events to choose from. Don't forget, we got Janet Jackson, we got Red Cross Fair, we have the opening, the last drunken rush out for the relays. We got Afro Grooves happening at Four Walls. Take your pick. We'll be there. Before we go, here's a trivia question again. Another one. Name 3 athletes representing Team Bahamas at the World Athletics Relays. You can call us at 322-1000. I think that's the number. If I get it wrong, I'm so sorry. Name 3 athletes representing Team Bahamas at the World Athletics Relays, 322-1000. And we'll see what prize you can get.
Get your tings.
Get your tings. See y'all on Monday. Enjoy your weekend.